Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. You know, out here cruising around, I'm actually trying to dry off the Toyota Tacoma because I have a mod I want to do to the front end, and it poured down rain this morning. Woke me up, big wind, lightning, thunder, the whole thing. A big storm went through, so the truck is soaked, water on it. There's nothing worse than trying to work on your truck and fighting the water when you're messing around with stuff, you know. So anyway, while I'm out here driving around, been thinking of a couple things. First of all, I want to give you a quick update since Mother Nature provided the opportunity, and this is, I think, probably the last time I'm going to talk about this, and that is the leaking tonneau covers. On the Jeep Gladiator, the one that I did most recently over on that channel, that thing leaks like a sieve. Which is too bad because it's a hard tri-fold tonneau cover. Gives you lots of security. I love it, but the problem is it leaks. So I put a different one on the Tacoma here. It's the Tiger soft tonneau cover, really just vinyl, I guess. And it's been the best one that I've had so far. When I had the Tiger cover on my Gladiator, it didn't leak at all. It was perfect. It does leak a little bit on this truck. Let's go take a quick look at it after this storm. Okay, let's take a look. You can see there's a bunch of rain. We had a big rainstorm come through again this morning. Ugh, what do we have in here? Anything wet? Looks like a little bit in the front corner there. And I'm not surprised because I know that right up here in the front, it can get through. So I'm not surprised there, but that's the only spot. And as you can see, it's not real severe. So I may or may not do something about that. I probably will put a little bit of foam in the corners, but that should take care of it. Now, you could see, I hope on the camera, up in the corners in the front, a little bit of water came in on each side, and I'm not surprised because after I put it on, if you saw the install video, then I showed you could see light through those just a little bit in the corner areas. So I think all I have to do to alleviate that is just put a little bit of foam up there. I should be fine. You know, that double-sided tape sticky stuff, that should take care of it. But in the end, it still does leak a little bit with just the standard installation, I suppose. So another thing I've been thinking about, you know, we have the 2024 Tacoma coming, and I go back and forth as to whether I should get that right away. That was my original plan, but I didn't know that the hybrid version, the higher horsepower and higher torque, was not going to be available right away. That's not going to be available until some point in 2024, probably mid to late 2024. So my issue there has been, do I wait? Because I want the full Monty, you know, I want the fully redesigned truck with everything that it has to offer, not just a Turbo 4 that might turn out to be kind of, you know. I do like the new truck. I like the new styling of it, the new design. I can't wait to get it, except I want the whole thing. So giving that line of thinking and continuing on with this truck, because I really like this truck as well, it's going to be hard to let this truck go. There's more things that I would like to do to it to improve it in the meantime. I mean, realistically, it's possible I may have this truck for a whole nother year. So I've been looking at the front end because I think the only area that the truck is lacking really is the front end, the bumper. Only because I had gone with an aftermarket bumper on my previous one, and I really loved the look of that. Plus, it allowed me to put some functional D-rings up there, as well as a couple of extra lights. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and do that, even though I know that this truck is not going to be with me forever. But for me, a year is approaching forever. So I'm thinking really of using the same bumper, the Highline bumper, the one by Body Armor. I think it's the best looking one out there. It is a bolt-on. There is some trimming, of course. You do have to cut a little bit of the body work, the plastic around the front end after you remove a lot of stuff up there. to be able to install that bumper. It's a little bit harrowing, scary to do that. You know, anytime you get into cutting anything, and I've only done it once, it's not like I have a ton of experience with it, but I did learn a few things about how much meat to leave up there so that it fits the way that I think that it should. You know, when I put it on before, the Highline bumper, there are these little tab light things on each side of it. They run about probably 5 inches or so. And on mine, you could see those, they were exposed. And it really looks to me like they should fit behind the fender area, or not the fender area, but the fascia area on the front. I'm not positive of that though. I've had comments both ways. Folks telling me that it's meant to stick out like that, that's the way it's supposed to be, and other people telling me that no, it's supposed to be behind there, you're not supposed to see it. One other thing I thought of, you know, around the cut area where you cut out, they provide some, it's like weather stripping stuff to cover up your cut, to even it out, to make it look good. And I'm thinking one mistake that I might have made on that little area on the bumper that sticks out, it's just like this little nub thing on each side. Maybe if I had put that weather stripping over that, it might have actually looked a little bit better on the truck, even though there's no reason to put it there. You certainly don't need it. And honestly, I'm not even sure that it really fits on there, but it's something else to consider in the installation of that bumper. There are others out there. I've been looking, of course. I looked before, and my problem with the other ones, they're too angular. They're too sharp. In other words, some of them have the bar on the front, but it's really just like a rectangular square kind of thing. I like the Highline bumper because it's more curved, it's more rounded. It looks better, in my opinion, on the front of the truck. Of course, it is personal opinion. I mean, if you like a more angular look, a more rectangular feature on the front, well, then that one's probably for you. But for me, that one really looks like an aftermarket bumper, even though they both are, of course, they all are. But the Highline kind of looks more OEM, if you will, if the Toyota Tacoma came with an OEM aftermarket looking type bumper, if that makes any sense. So that's the one that I'm leaning towards, even though I know it's a repeat, I've done it before. But hey, you know, it's like a lot of things. When you find something that works and works well, is there really any reason to go with something that, one, you're not going to be happy with aesthetically, and two, the unknown of the install when you've done it before with, for instance, the Highline bumper, and you know that it's engineered properly so that it fits well on the truck. You know, all the bolt holes line up. It's really just a pretty good install, in my opinion. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm curious to hear what you guys think, and maybe if you have any suggestions of a different aftermarket bumper along the same kind of footprint as the body armor Highline bumper, because I'm not looking for one of those big wraparound things. Although I can't say that I would narrow them out if there was something out there that I found appealing. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.